Welcome to The Loan Broker Show, the ultimate podcast for commercial loan brokers looking to stay ahead of the game. Our show provides you with expert insights and practical advice on all things related to commercial financing. Whether you're a seasoned broker or just starting out, our goal is to help you grow your business and succeed in this ever-changing industry. Join us each week as we dive into the latest trends, share valuable tips and tricks, and interview industry leaders. Get ready to take your business to the next level. With The Loan Broker Show.
Welcome back to another episode of The Loan Broker Show. We got John, Joe, and Bo. It almost rhymes too. So today we're gonna dive into SBA Exchange. What is this platform? And we're gonna talk about small business ownership and just the trials and tribulations we go through. And really, SBA Exchange kind of came out of three guys meeting at a conference a little over a year ago. And Joe and John already had built a platform for CRE brokers. And I shared what I did on the SBA side, and with their collective genius and a little bit of mine, we have now SBA Exchange, where you can go see it at sbaexchange.com. And basically it's a platform to help facilitate you, the business owner or aspiring business owner, to find working capital, SBA financing, business loans, etc. So welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks, Bo. Thanks for having us. Good to get on and talk to people today.
Yeah. I mean, I think, what I'm really passionate about SBA Exchange is really helping small business owners. And I know you guys feel the same way, right? Because we all have different kind of backgrounds, and it's really just, growing businesses, right? Like that's what we're passionate about, like helping others, because between the three of us, we've done so much in our careers, and we see how people struggle. And a lot of it, people struggle is that, hey, they're stuck in maybe their corporate job. They have a good idea, or they want to buy a business, and they need help getting to their goal. And that's what SBA Exchange is here for. Joe, why don't you kind of dive in? Before we went live, we were talking and just kind of give us the framework of like your vision of, how SBA Exchange and our services could help people really kind of grow and flourish.
Absolutely. And instead of doing it in like a recipe format, we will actually just have the conversation we always have among ourselves, which is we're former executives, we're former team members, we're former staff members. We are now entrepreneurs and playing all of those roles again. And I think the one thing that we need to learn every day is to look around you, see what you're trying to accomplish, but also see who you need to help you accomplish that, right? It's not always obvious, and sometimes it's not always comfortable. But you got to know your limitations, and you got to know that to get to that end point, you have to build this team around you, whether it's temporary, whether it's permanent. And if you can get past the fact that you're not invincible and you're not the know-it-all, but your idea, your objective is something that you want to attain, start looking around and seeing, hey, what is it going to take? Break it into small chunks. And if you can tackle it, great. If you can't, know what it's going to take to get you over the hump and with who. And that's, I think, the first step in really realizing the value and of your idea and making it come to life. I
love that. So I'm going back to like when we first met over a year ago, and like, I heard about your platform, and I said, by the way, I really like SBA, and I have this idea, and right, I'm not the guy that's going to make the idea work, right? I'm going to have an idea where Joe is, his background is like technology, cybersecurity, project management, right? Like he can take something and break it down. So this is how like I look at this, is that you need these key players to help facilitate your ideas, right? And that's kind of what SBA Exchange does in a nutshell. I mean, we're not going to build your whole business for you, although we're talking about helping out in the future on that side, but we are going to help you really simplify the lending process, because the big piece of this is that you're well capitalized for whatever venture you're getting into, whether you're buying a franchise, whether you're starting a business from scratch, or you have an existing business and you're doing roll-ups and you're acquiring new businesses. The problem I saw in SBA is that it's very fragmented, just like in commercial real estate, right? Like you can go to one bank and they can say no, you can go to the next bank over, they could say yes, but we can only do it at this loan to value or loan to cost. So what SBA's vision was from the start was to like simplify that process. And that's it. But see, you have to have the pieces, right? You have to have the framework, the infrastructure to make it all happen. And collectively, that's what we've done.
That's it's so spot on, right? So very candidly, my background is not in SBA. My background is in business, right? I've built businesses. I've studied business. I've been a part of other people's businesses. And again, with some of the other skills Bo mentioned, I've been very much in the weeds and I've been very much in the strategy. I can hear an idea and figure out a few different ways to maybe make it come to life. Someone like Bo, who has very specific, long-standing knowledge of a subject matter like SBA financing and franchise opportunities and how to make them come to life, you take the two things, that very specific knowledge and the ability to articulate that knowledge in another format, all of a sudden, Bo and I found opportunity. Now, we've not even talked about John. John and I know each other for 20 years in so many different capacities that I feel that he's someone that has a skill set that I don't have, I don't want to acquire, and that even if I did, he could probably do it better. So we team up on various things so he could give me the value that I'm looking for. And I would venture to say, based on the smile on his face, I bring him value that he needs to move something further. That was the genesis, like Bo said, of SBA Exchange. That is the genesis of another company called Credit Unity that John and I own, that Bo alluded to. And this is the opportunity that maybe someone out there, maybe you watching us, can realize by having us on your side, whether temporary, longer term. Got to start the conversation though, right? You got to know what to ask for. You got to know what you're looking for, and you got to kind of know that you don't know it all, right? Figure that stuff out, man. You have a formula to win in some way. So I'll throw it back to these guys because I could do this all day.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think, what I love about this industry is that really helping people, because a lot of people that I talk to every day, they're like stuck. They're in their W-2 job and maybe they're not really geared for business where they would start from scratch, but maybe a franchise opportunity. And like they could buy a system, right? They're buying a system essentially, and we can help facilitate that. I mean, it's really my goal really, and I know we all kind of feel the same way, is to help over the next 10 years to help well over 10,000 people become entrepreneurs or grow their business, right? Like if I had that, a little bit of help in that, I would feel fulfilled in life. So that's really like SBA's mission, right? Where we really want to help everybody achieve their goals. And a lot of people really, their goals stem around financial freedom, right? And you're not going to probably get financial freedom from working for somebody else in a corporate job. You're going to get financial freedom from owning your own business. And that's what I love about the SBA loans, right? SBA, it's a partially guaranteed loan product, right? So the SBA doesn't make the loan. They guarantee a portion of that loan. These banks, these credit unions, and these non-bank SBA lenders make these loans, and they give far more aggressive terms than a standard conventional loan. And that's the advantage. You can get up to 90% total project cost funded, right? And that's very substantial for a startup business, in fact, too, not just an existing business. So that's the power of SBA. Where SBA hasn't done well, I believe, is that it's too fragmented, because SBA guidelines, there's a 1,000-page SOP, and it changes constantly. So every bank overlays the guidelines differently. So what we've done is created a system to take the intake in, to streamline the process, to match you with the right lending institution, and to streamline that process. And because there's so many variables that you could go talk to your local bank and they shut you down, and then boom, your dreams shut down at that point. Why not have to talk to the experts in this field that can get you the right information, so you know what's feasible and what's not feasible? And that's what SBA Exchange does, and that's why I'm passionate about SBA.
Loan brokers, are you struggling to find the right lenders for your clients? Connect can help. Our platform matches your deals with targeted lenders you can trust, giving you access to hundreds of lenders with billions in available capital. Submit your deals on the Connect platform and get more offers in less time. No lock-in, no fees. Don't limit your potential. Get more quotes, close more deals, unlock your growth, and build your lender network.
Hi, this is your host, Bo Eckstein. If you'd like a demo of the Connect platform, you can go to loanbrokershow.com and schedule your demo.
Absolutely, Bo. I mean, I see it the same way. And what I like to see is what we're offering individuals. You have people, and I know people, we all know people that have been in business or just worked with an organization for, say, 30 years, 25, 35 years, that they've punched a clock, or they've just drove to an office every day. And now they're about ready to retire or take an early retirement based on the way the market volatility is happening right now. This usually spawns a lot of people to say, you know what, I think I was going to be ready for retirement 5 years from now, but maybe now, because of the way everything is in the world and financially in the markets, maybe this is the time I do it and I go into my own business. But those are people that have never been in their own business before, but they know that they want to because it's always been a passion of theirs. So when you go out into the world blind, so to speak, and try to reinvent this wheel that's been invented many times over to go in business, you're really overwhelmed by so many things that are in front of you. What you don't know, what you think you knew working for somebody, going out on your own is completely different. And you're hit with that right away. So then where do you turn? And then there's consulting firms, there's management companies you can go to that can help drive and guide you down the right path to miss those landmines that you may see, those blind spots, and get you effectively to the goal that you want. But it's going to cost you money out of your pocket, out of your retirement. So what we've done is we put together what we do from an SBA perspective, goes beyond SBA, and it's really taking those people that are to be entrepreneur ready, where they can come out of their 9 to 5, and say, I want to do this, but I need help. But I don't want to be able, I don't have the funds to pay significant money to a management consulting company. Well, you can come to us at SBA. We can help guide you through this process and show you how you can get the funding for your business or your franchise that you're trying to do. And I think that's the big plus that we bring to individuals is let us guide you down the road. Let us show you the right way to do this. Let us show you and introduce you to the backside of this from a financial perspective of how we can enable you to get started and accelerate the start of your business in the right way out of the gate first. And by the way, we're not charging you a consulting fee to do it. We're funded on the back end of what we do that does not impose any costs on you, the entrepreneur that's trying to get into this business. And I think that's a real huge piece for individuals that are watching this to say, what's it going to cost me to work with these guys? It's not going to cost you anything. We're going to help you. We're going to get you where you need to be. And by the way, we're going to get you there faster because you're going to get there through the guidance of people that are experienced in the field and know exactly where to go and how to do it so that it's effective for you and to meet your timeline.
Yeah, that was great. You did a great job there. And I also think too that future integrations of SBA Exchange is we're going to keep on providing value on best practices for building out a business plan. That's a big thing when you're doing a startup, right? Like if you give a generic one-page business plan and you're trying to get 90% loan to cost on a startup laundromat, and you have no laundromat experience, and you shell out to the bank a business plan doesn't have any metrics in there, like key demographics about the area, what's the foot traffic, all this stuff, right? Like it's very hard to get a loan if you're not prepared in that sense. So you got to put it together a business plan that shows the underwriter that you know what you're doing, you've done the research, you've done feasibility about how many laundromats are in the area, right? All these things need to be addressed. And also your projections. You need projections. You need the projections to be in line and be realistic. And so that's how you're able to get 90% of the total project cost financed by a bank, and you have no previous experience. Is it possible? Yes, but you have to get these pieces right. So our future integrations are we're gonna have templates and things that people can use as resources down the road, right? Like we can point you in the right directions right now. We're gonna guide you to make sure you're not submitting a half-assed, excuse my French, business plan because you're going to get declined. And so also the big secret too is that understanding what banks will work based on projections, which banks don't work on projections. So that's all the kind of the background of what we'll do to really help you succeed and get the loan closed.
Yeah, we built this because we wanted to streamline your process because in some way, shape, or form, our processes, we somehow learn the hard way on various things. And collectively, you get our experience, you avoid, like John mentioned, some of the landmines, but also we can streamline the sets of information that you either need to go get or that you need to give. So you can maximize every step of the way. It doesn't necessarily always shorten the process. Sometimes your timelines are fixed, so know what you're getting into, but it will definitely enhance your ability to get to the finish line. And that's what we're really trying to help with. This is about helping you accomplish something that, you could be proud of.
Perfect. Well, I think that's a good episode. You guys go to our YouTube page. Obviously, go to SBAExchange.com, and our YouTube page is Loan Broker Show, right? And so we're going to put out content weekly, hopefully more than that, and we're going to just bring together, a collective genius around SBA and also mistakes and things that happen in lending. I think that's a big thing of especially right now with what's going on in the economy, more and more sponsors that were crushing it last year are now really in bad shape. So, that's another thing we're really going to dive into is who's got lending appetite right now? What kind of loan products, what to expect. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and Mark, and he's been a commercial banker for 25 years, and he works with a lot of multifamily sponsors that are pretty well known, and a lot of those guys are in, they're in denial still that they've got loans coming due, maybe not immediately, but he's trying to salvage some. But some of these deals right now, they're going to be taking major haircuts on. So we're going to keep you abreast on this channel about all things financing, right? All things CRE and SBA. And then also we'll talk things about, best business practices. I'm sure Joe will share some project management skills and different tools he uses to help streamline. I think that would be, ultimately what this channel really wants to do is help entrepreneurs, help commercial mortgage brokers, and help people looking to get funding. So it's kind of the goal of the channel. Any last thoughts, guys?
We're going to go from do it yourself to do it with our help, along the way on this ride. So it'll be fun to share this with you, and we look forward to your feedback and engaging with you on the conversation, as often as we can. We'll learn as well. It's evergreen for learning.
There you go. I love that. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next episode.
That's a wrap for this episode of The Loan Broker Show. We hope you found today's discussion informative and valuable. Don't forget to tune in next week for more insights and tips to help you grow your commercial loan broker business. If you missed any of our previous episodes or want to access additional resources, head over to loanbrokershow.com. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.